Clutch Trucker filmed before a live studio audience. Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Subject of today's video mainly is grilled cheese on the George Forman. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know why I never did it before. It just never dawned on me I could do that. I've been cooking hot dogs and burgers on the George Forman Grill. The little 2-serving one that's only 15 bucks at Walmart. I've got 2 other videos all about this. One is an unboxing and one is a quick cleanup when you're doing the burgers, because a lot of grease comes with the burgers. So if you line that little tray, my buddy Jim gave me this tip. You line the little tray with the aluminum foil, the grease all drips down there, you let it sit for like a day so it solidifies, then you just fold it up and you throw it away. It's a great tip. Then on my way over to the to the receiver today, all of a sudden the sky is getting really dark and it's looking, this doesn't look good. And yeah, there was a major thunderstorm coming through, and I looked it up on the Weather Channel. It was called a derecho. Is that what it's called? I think I have the right name. I wrote it down somewhere here. Where the heck did I write it down? Yeah, derecho, whatever that is. All right, so basically a big line of thunderstorms with damaging winds, huge damaging winds. Yeah, winds were 70 to 90 miles an hour. They lost power at Turquoise Trucking at the office today. I was down just a little bit southeast of them in Milan, over towards Milan, Illinois. They lost power there. As I got to the receiver, that's when it was starting to get really bad. And they aimed me into a shed, as they called it. I call it a pole barn, where I could get my truck into to stay out of the weather and hopefully not blow over. So we'll look at some of that video.
Turn right at the traffic light. In 1 mile, turn left on 1st Street East.
About to deliver here in Milan, Illinois, and you can see how dark it is up ahead. Apparently we're under a severe thunderstorm warning. A major thunderstorm, the Weather Channel was saying wind gusts up to 90 miles an hour along with this storm. So that should be fun while I'm getting unloaded.
In 3/4 mile, turn left on 1st Street East.
So here I am about to pull into this, as I call it, a pole barn. They said shed. Here in Milan, Illinois, at this lumber yard I was trying to deliver to, because this storm was just wreaking havoc. And he said, well, why don't you go pull it over in that shed? He said, well, you can come inside. And I said, well, I got the dog in the truck, and he's already freaking out because of the storm. So he said, yeah, go into this shed over there, and you can park in there, and if it calms down or whatever, we'll decide what we're going to do. So here I am pulling into this shed. And as I'm pulling in, you can notice the lights are flashing off and on because the wind was just blowing power lines around, and right now they're off. Then there they go flashing. So yeah, this was a major storm, and it wreaked havoc over a whole bunch of the Midwest. So you gotta love it. Inside this little shed thing, it keeps flashing off and on. Yeah, this is a very severe thunderstorm. And so they can't do anything until they get power back. It's nasty out there. It's super windy. Luckily he had this little shed for me to pull into. I was kind of worried about the truck blowing over. It's nasty out here. Well, there's a little barrel out there about to be pushed around by the wind. Lights inside this shed keep flashing off and on. That's kind of haunted house freaky. You can see that happening. Isn't that weird? That's how bad the wind's blowing. The power lines are just swinging in the wind and power flickering off and on. Freaky. So, of course, while sitting there just waiting to see what's going to happen, I thought, well, let's try the grilled cheese. I finally got some butter last time I was home. Well, I'm sitting here inside a pole barn at the receiver I was delivering this lumber to here in Milan, Illinois. That you might have heard about the big storms. This is the 10th Monday that we're all coming up through the Midwest, through Illinois, Iowa. I know I just talked to the folks at Turquoise Trucking, and they lost power there at the office. They've lost power here at this receiver, so luckily he had this pole barn that I could pull the truck into to stay out of the weather. 70 to 90 mile an hour winds with this storm. Who knows, I may not be able to get unloaded today. So while I was sitting here waiting for them to make a decision, went ahead and cooked up my grilled cheese sandwiches. Don't those look good? Mm-hmm. I love grilled cheese. And once it dawned on me that all I needed was some butter. I have bread, I have cheese with me all the time. I can make grilled cheese on the George Forman. So I thought, well, let's try it out and see how it is. Okay, I thought I'd attempt cooking up some grilled cheese sandwiches on my George Forman. Finally, when I was home last time, I was able to get some butter, some Country Crock's bread. And look at that. Look at how nicely that's cooking up. Gotta love it. So there's another thing, truckers, you can cook in your truck on this little mini George Forman grill. Have yourself a lovely grilled cheese, baby. Thank you. Got my fixings for my second grilled cheese sandwich all sitting here ready to go. I think this one looks to be about done. I'd say that looks nice and tasty. Let's just go ahead and pull that off real quick. And I'll stick my bread on for the next one. Load in the cheese. And put the other side on. Of course, butter side up. The way you cook a grilled cheese. Just slam that lid down. And she's cooking away. And there's the one I already cooked. Looks delicious, don't it? See, it cooks nicely on both sides. There's a nice grilled cheese sandwich. Good old George Forman. Thank you, George. There's my second grilled cheese sandwich, just about to pull off the grill. Look how good that looks. I mean, that's a pretty good looking sandwich. So I always used to say on those fishing shows, oh, that's a good looking fish. Yeah, there's a good looking fish. Good old grilled cheese from start to finish on the George Forman, from pulling the bread out, buttering it, plugging the grill in, heating it up until it's done. A total of maybe 15 minutes. Not a bad deal at all. Of course, Texas toast would make it even better. You know, a real grilled cheese should be on Texas toast, you know, the thicker bread, but this is just regular Sara Lee honey wheat bread with some Kraft singles, and I put 2 singles on each one. You butter each side, and you stick it in the George Forman. Like I said, start to finish, maybe 15 minutes. All right, and now the taste test. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the stuff, baby. Oh yeah, oh, that'll make a clutch trucker happy. Oh yeah. So yep, that grilled cheese, that was a beautiful thing. You know, I don't have a lot to look forward to out here. I live in a box. I live in a cardboard box, and you know, there's not a lot happening here. So I gotta reach for the little things every day to cling on to, so I don't go insane. Like if I can get a pizza that day, it's a beautiful thing. So I was able to cook up grilled cheese in the truck today. Wow. To me, that's a big deal. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal to most people, but when you live in a box, you're on the road all the time, you don't get to see your family, you have very, very little to look forward to. A grilled cheese sandwich can make your day when you're a truck driver, believe me. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It's been hours since I had it, and I'm still happy. I'm still euphoric because of the grilled cheese I was able to cook up here in the truck. It's a beautiful thing. So here I am, parked in the exact same place I was parked at last night in Geneseo, Illinois, BP gas station with a few truck spots. I always call them little gas and sips. That's my term for these little tiny, you know, gas stations that have some truck parking. Yeah, gas and sip. I always just like that term. Where did I get that term? Yeah, from the movie, John Cusack, Ione Sky. What's the name of that movie? You know, where he holds the radio up, you know, playing Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I'll have to put it down here. I'm going to have to look that up now. Can't remember the name of that movie, but it's an awesome movie, by the way, from the 80s. Anyway, so that's why I always call him Gas and Sips, because that's what he refers to, those kind of places in that movie. So I just think it's interesting. In the winter time, I expect to get shut down because of weather, for one reason or another. But here we are in the middle of summer. It's August 10th, and I got shut down essentially because of weather today, because the receiver lost power due to this huge swatch of thunderstorms coming through, and it's going to keep going across Illinois and into Ohio and Indiana tonight, and it's nasty stuff. So I hope everyone stays safe. I know it's already caused tons of damage. 70 to 90 mile an hour winds. Wow. Yeah, it didn't seem that bad here. Thank God I got to ride it out inside a pole barn at the receiver today. So that's mainly it for this video. Just talking about cooking up grilled cheese on the George Foreman. It's a beautiful thing. Like I say, if you haven't watched my other videos about that George Forman Grill, that's kind of how I started doing all these videos. Is that was one of the first videos I ever did. 15 bucks, truckers, at a Walmart for that George Forman Grill, for that 2-serving George Forman Grill. Tiny little thing. As long as you've got an inverter in your truck where you can plug it in, you can run that George Forman Grill. And like I say, I cook up hot dogs, I cook up hamburgers, and now I'm going to be cooking up grilled cheese sandwiches. It's a beautiful thing. Gives you a lot more options out here, because the fast food and the stuff in the truck stops, you know, you can eat it for a few days, but boy, after a while, it really backs you up. It's expensive, it's not as good, it's not as good for you. You might as well cook your own stuff. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you. And a personal note to the person who posted, they wanted dimensions on the trucker-size microwave. My Whirlpool trucker-size microwave fits perfectly up in my little cubby over here. I'll show you a picture of that. There's my Whirlpool square microwave that fits right in this little cabinet here above my refrigerator and below my upper cabinet. Not a lot of microwaves. This is about the only type that will fit in this cabinet. And I got it at Home Depot. Whirlpool makes a square microwave. Most microwaves are rectangular and they're too wide for this cabinet. This one fits perfectly. Like I said, I've got a whole unboxing video all about that microwave, and it's been a great microwave ever since I've had it. And like I say, Home Depot does carry that one. And so somebody had asked for the dimensions on that, and so I did do the inside dimensions. I posted it on that, or on the video she asked about it on. 11 inches wide on the inside for the opening, 5 3/4 inches from the plate to the top of the microwave, 10.5 inches plate diameter, the plate that rotates, and I think it was 10.5 inches wide bottom to top. So if you were to remove the plate and needed to put something bigger in there, that's the dimensions you'd have. So here I am back at the little Gas and Sip in Geneseo, Illinois. I'm going to try to deliver again tomorrow morning this load of lumber that I picked up over there in Baltimore. And the load I was supposed to pick up today, a load of cans in not Baltimore. Where is it? Refer to my notes. Burlington, Iowa, going to Grove City, Ohio. Hopefully I can still do tomorrow. They might have given it away at this point. It's hard to say. So there you go. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. I do get your comments. Takes me a day or two sometimes because I'm working. Ring that bell for notification. I've got 200 videos or more on this channel, anything and everything about trucking, and some that don't even have anything to do with trucking, just for fun. So scroll down deep and enjoy. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch out.